Imagine it's a nice, peaceful summer day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming. Everything is going well. You're coming back inside the house from spending some time with your siblings at a nice small pond. Then, in the blink of an eye, all hell breaks loose. Gunshots, screaming, crying, hiding for your life. Who are these men? Why are they trying to kill your family? What do they want? You start exploring the house, this massive estate, and you find keys. Hidden keys. Keys that do things keys aren't supposed to do. Then, you hear a voice coming from this old well on the property. A woman's voice. She knows things about your father, about this house, about your family's dark past. Secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. She says she's been trapped there, waiting for someone young enough, innocent enough, to set her free. Your family thinks it can't get any worse. But little do they know, they have no idea what's coming. Hey guys, it's Ryunh, and to be honest, this is the first time I've ever heard about this absolute gem of a series. I didn't even know that they had a Netflix live action series that came out like 5 years ago, but that's not even the coolest thing about it. Yes, the show is cool, and yes, the comic is even more darker, brutal, and more psychological. But get this, the Locke Key series was written by Joe Hill, which if you didn't know is Stephen King's son, which explains a lot, but yeah. Just a super cool fact. Anyways, enough of me yapping. You're gonna soon understand why this is considered a modern horror masterpiece, which all takes place in the loving home of the Locke family within Mendocino Valley. As we see two men knock on the door, one armed with a gun and the other with an axe. The mom's name is Nina, also known as Mrs. Locke, and opens the door to see the two men named Sam Lesser and Al Grubb. Turns out her husband, Mr. Locke, was Sam Lesser's guidance counselor. Sam explains how they got there by borrowing his uncle's pickup truck as we see two corpses in the trunk. Presumably, Sam's and Uncle's aunt. Looking down at his reflection, we see the oldest son, Ty, wishing for an earthquake to happen, so he could be sent to the Baja or somewhere fun, or maybe even his goth cousin's place, who would be better than, well, with his parents right now. We are then introduced to the youngest sibling, Bodhi. Everybody loves Bodhi. If you don't love Bodhi, then shame on you. The middle sibling, Kenzie, goes to tell the boys that break time is over and their dad is asking them to come help paint the house. Ty complains, saying that he'd rather be at San Francisco than where they are now. As we see Mr. Locke walk into the house, not knowing what's happening. We transition to the present time in San Francisco at a funeral, as the things we saw beforehand was actually a flashback. Ty is grieving, but it's unclear over who. His cousin comes in to check on him, but talks about how nice it was in the Bajas, so that doesn't help. Another person comes over telling Ty that the two intruders, Sam Lesser and Al, killed 5 people, and now they're basically all over the news and Ty is famous right now. Ty reasonably looks hella pissed, and I mean, like, dude, who wouldn't? Cause yeah, that was out of pocket, bro. Like, get out. Lastly, Ty's uncle, Duncan, comes in to comfort Ty and replays a memory when he was a kid, saying how his dad knew something like this would happen. Wondering how, which was suspicious. What are the secrets their father, Rendell Locke, know that they don't? Ty cries to Duncan as we find out he is moving to stay at Duncan's place. We go back to the flashback at the countryside house where the kids walk up back to the house where they hear a big sudden noise. It was a gunshot, as we see Sam holding a gun with blood all over him, with a hand clinging onto him. We then get this disturbing panel of Al zipping up his pants from a bedroom, with what we assume is Nina's handprints of blood smeared on the wall, an axe with blood on the ground, and Nina's shoe on the bed, implying that Al did not so good things to Nina. This panel is just so disgusting without showing anything because it really has you play out in your imagination the worst possible things that could have happened. Ty is shocked and trips into a bucket of paint making some noise, alerting Sam and Al. Sam goes out to see a trail of footprints from the paint that Ty led somewhere else, as we see Kenzie and Bodhi clinging onto each other, desperately hiding in fear on the roof. Poor kids. Duncan and Ty drive to the Key House mansion where Rendell grew up in. A moving worker says that the place is so big the kids could have fun doing hide and seek, as Ty says he passes on that. As we return to a flashback with Sam saying he doesn't want to play hide and seek with Ty, telling him he doesn't want to kill him. He wants to help him, reminding Ty of that one time they talked when Sam said he wanted him to kill his own dad. It reminds Ty of what Ty said, which we aren't really told about yet. Ty attacks Sam from behind with a brick in his hand, fighting Sam as he then gets cornered. He throws the brick at Sam's face and smashes it repeatedly until Sam is covered in blood. Ty goes back up from a secret hatch from the basement only to see his dad shot in the head. He points the gun at Al, but Al says he knows there's no more bullets as he heard how many were shot. Nina then comes in swinging with an axe, killing Al in the process as she tells the kids to run. As Ty looks over to see his dad's lifeless body on the ground, it's such a devastating sight. Kinsey checks up on Ty, saying he was their dad's favorite, but Ty says whatever it wasn't worth it, as he looks down at his reflection of him covered in blood holding the brick. We see Bodhi in the house on a stack of books grabbing some strange key. He uses this key to unlock a strange black door. Cut to a prison where Sam is found alive, surprisingly. I don't know how he survived getting smashed with a brick that many times, but oh well, I guess it's for the plot. Because this guy sucks and he deserved it anyways. He's talking to a toilet water where we see a strange vision of a woman appear in that toilet, where Sam says he was promised a better home and a new face, but is upset that this is not what he asked for. The lady in the water says she always keeps her promises and tells Sam that the doors will soon be opened and his job is not done yet. Back to Bodhi, he opens the door and steps out, revealing a ghost-like version of himself, leaving his body in shock. He goes back inside his body and the door closes, which is such a great detail that I can't believe I missed while reading the first time. I was too locked in on this story, I guess, but it's basically connected to the first panel of the front door that's open with the butterfly and the back door, and you know. Anyways, holding a comic drawn by Bodhi, it shows his drawings from how his dad died and how his family moved to the key house where he turns into a ghost. Nina reads this talking to Duncan on how his whole experience had been terrible for the family, saying how Bodhi's living in a complete fantasy world now as we see Bodhi eavesdropping their conversation in ghost form. Bodhi then goes to peek on his brother Ty in the shower as he mentions that being a ghost makes you really cold as he made Ty freeze up. The next part is a bit emotional as he says sometimes as a ghost you appear where someone is thinking about you, which brings him to Kinsey. As she's hugging her pillow in the room, traumatized thinking about the time she was hugging Bodhi on the roof. She was biting her lips so hard it bled, and when they found her and Bodhi, he had marks around his neck from how tight she was clinging onto him. He tried to tell Kinsey and Ty about being a ghost, but they got annoyed at him, so Ty goes fishing into the river. There, he hears a sound from a well and checks it out. Inside, there's a mysterious well whispering his name. He asks if the thing inside the well is his echo, which an echo is basically like a ghost entity that they explain more of later. Ty and Kinsey come out telling Bodhi that it's all nonsense and in his head as they welcome back inside the house. Bodhi is then with his dad as his dad asks if he wants to hear a knock-knock joke, with a strange dog-like creature scratching the ground. Bodhi looks up and his dad has a hole in his face, waking Bodhi up from his nightmare. Poor kid. Next day, Bodhi goes into ghost form again and into the well as we see a strange mysterious woman inside. Bodhi goes in human form and talks with the lady, asking if she's an echo and why isn't she leaving the well. She says she can't step through the door without fading away, and apparently she was Bodhi's father's echo when he was a boy as well. She says she's used to being inside the well as it's her home now and she can't climb out of it anyways. She mentions a key called the Anywhere key, saying his father hid it away from her. She asks Bodhi to give her some items so she can cut her hair, those items being a mirror and scissors, which we find out is a lie as we see her looking into the mirror showing her true reflection. Back in the prison, Sam holds up a mirror to see the security guard come by as he stabs him in the eye and the neck. He escapes and grabs a gun as we see Kenzie back in school, running for track. In track she runs and another girl is running beside her as she's catching up to her. The girl offers Kenzie to run together sometime, but she says no as she's trying to keep a low profile. This is so she can stay away from everyone so no one finds out about her backstory, which is kind of tragic. We see Ty coping in his own way by doing chores. As he's working on pavement for the house, we see him standing above a bloodied version of Sam in his vision. Bodhi, however, tries to prove Kenzie about the ghost stuff, but she doesn't seem to see it, nor does she even believe him. Bodhi says something is wrong and says to beware of the one whose name means born at night. This is all very random, but then the police show up at the door. The news that they bring is terror to Kenzie's eyes as she eavesdropped through the vents. Sam has escaped and the detective and police have no idea where he's headed. When Kenzie talks to his mom, her mom reveals the detective she was talking to is named Mutuku, which means born at night. We get a glimpse of Kinsey at school ignoring everyone as she's keeping to herself. Then suddenly, the smell of paint makes her throw up instantly. The running coach talks to Kinsey as Kinsey reveals she has a bracelet given to her by her dad. Saying that to her dad, it was a reminder that believing in yourself is the key to becoming a complete person. Metaphorically, if you have the key, it can take you anywhere. Suspicious, but get this. We see the running coach pick up a book, opening to a photo where we see Kinsey's dad, but also the strange lady from the well is in it too. So many questions and mysteries going on. It's kind of spooky. Kinsey low-key does some reflecting and stuff like that when she gets back and decides to show up to the running girl, Jackie. But this time, Kinsey's wearing a new hairstyle and wants to run. Pretty cool development for Kinsey. I'm rooting for her. As for Bodhi, he is playing with some toys and suddenly above him a black bag rolls up. Bodhi reassures himself saying that dad would never hurt him. The dead wouldn't hurt you. And it's his dad. Suddenly the bag opens up with his dad saying, "Who?" Bodhi wakes up crying, holding card toys he was playing with in his dream, asking who? Who? So sad. Back to Sam, we see him pleasuring a truck driver on the road who says Sam should teach his wife. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip over that part. We get a glimpse of Sam's past before, which is not that great. We see Sam actually was kind of a good kid, to be honest. He got good grades and combed hair. See? That means he's good. We see a mom who couldn't care less about Sam and sent him to his father's place who beats him. We also see Sam who gets bullied too, and then one day he just suddenly snapped. After buying a football player's arm, he was sent to the guidance counselor where he meets Al. Al says Mr. Locke's wife, Nina, is always at the car wash and that he details it all the time. He says that every time she shows up, she wears a skirt to open her legs and so she can flash Al. I totally think Al is delusional, but okay. This is where Sam sees Ty for the first time as he leaves Mr. Locke's office angry at him. Flashback to Sam talking with Randall Locke, and Sam sees a portrait of the Locke family at their summer house. He asks about the painting of the well, which is located at Randall's old house that the Locke family is currently living in right now. Sam looks into the painting even closer and sees the strange lady from the well writing down the words, "Help me." Randall tells Sam that he needs to get some professional mental help, and he says he can't give him a college recommendation. But Sam seems unfazed and he goes out to see Ty. Ty complains about his dad and Sam says, "I understand how you feel. You can't imagine how I think about killing my dad every day." Ty says, "Well, if you ever decide to kill your dad, do me a favor and kill mine while you're at it." Which, as we all know, this joke did not age well. As there's awkward silence, Ty asks if Sam needs a ride. Sam says there's always a bus as we cut to see he had killed the truck driver he hitchhiked with and is now on a bus. Back at the key house, Bodhi keeps asking Duncan and Kinsey about the knock-knock joke to get answers on the nightmare he had about his dad saying who. No one takes Bodhi seriously and we find out Duncan says the joke's answer is, "What are you, an echo?" Which has Bodhi wonder what his nightmare with his dad was trying to warn him about. We see Sam on the bus where a lady seems to have recognized him, telling the bus driver, as Sam pulls out a gun reminding himself of earlier when he was at the Locke family's summer house. We find out that the name of the echo from the well is named Dodge. We also learned that the key house protects itself by making you forget when you are older about the echoes and the keys. This is why Randall has no idea what Sam is talking about. Only when you are younger is when you can enter through the doors and use the keys. Randall says that he has no idea what Sam is talking about, but he's going to get up. And if Sam decides to shoot him, whatever he chooses is up to him. Not the smartest thing to do when a mentally unstable kid is holding a gun and being commanded by some ghost spirit thing, but okay. It's pretty clear what Sam's decision was when we see him on the bus driving it now after killing everyone on it. A fisherman is on his boat trying to light a cigar but has trouble doing so, as the bus that Sam was in nearby lights up on fire. Sam forces the man to send him to the Lovecraft mansion where the Locke family is. Bodhi comes back to the well and asks if Dodge is an echo, why doesn't she look more like him? Bodhi says he doesn't want to come back to see Dodge anymore, saying, "You aren't my echo. I don't know what you are," realizing that Dodge had told him lies this whole time. Doge then says, "Air. Air." Faintly as Kinsey screams for Bodhi to come back inside, as the echo climbs out of the well. Which, god damn, this was actually terrifying while reading this, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they did the scene so well. The fisherman takes Sam to the island as Sam shoots him. We see Kenzie talking to the police officer, ensuring her not to worry because he's on the lookout for Sam if anything happens. Back at the well, we see Dodge covering Bodhi's mouth so he doesn't scream, telling him she will throw him down the well if he does. We find out Dodge says she's an echo of her former self, whatever that means, and that the Anywhere key is hidden by Bodhi's dad. She emphasizes how well he hid it, which shows that, well, the key was probably pretty important. We find out that Dodge's real name is Legion, and she said that in a place called Once Upon a Time, Bodhi's dad would have done anything to make her happy. She then says that now Bodhi will be doing the same for her. It's darker at night right now, and Kenzie looks for Bodhi as a light shines at her. Then suddenly she's whacked in the face as Sam appears whacking her several times with a flashlight. I'm not gonna lie, while reading this, I really hated this guy. Like, all I could think to myself was, wow, this guy freaking sucks. He needs to go. Like, somebody needs to get rid of him. Anyways, yeah, that scene was something I didn't like seeing. He carries Kenzie's body to the cellar of the house and hears Duncan and Nina talking. Duncan is worried about Nina because she's been drinking a lot lately. Duncan says she needs to get some help, but then Sam appears locking them in the cellar. How did he get the key? I have no idea. He drags Kenzie's body down there while Duncan and Nina bang on the door, shouting out loud to warn the kids to run. Sam goes up to see Ty, and Ty warns Sam there's a police officer on the island. Sam says you better hope he stays there because if Sam sees any cops, the whole family dies. Quick side note, but look at Sam's face here. Like, oh my god. Pure evil. I mean, just look at this. Like, look at this. Sam kicks Ty off the stairs, which is totally unnecessary and a strong ass kick if I do mind myself. I mean, damn. Ty sees Kenzie covered in blood while Sam whacks him, knocking him out cold, warning that he will shoot him if Nina and Duncan don't get him what he wants, which is the same thing that Randall Locke couldn't get him as well. Sam is looking for the Anywhere key again as requested by the Echo, Legion, who peeks out the well saying it's time. She tells Bodhi Sam will kill his family unless Bodhi gets her what she wants. She promises that if Bodhi helps her get the key, she will not allow Sam to harm his family anymore, and she always keeps her promises. Breaking a jar with the bug inside, symbolizing her becoming free, which is still a mystery as we don't know why she was contained in the well. Back with Sam holding Ty at gunpoint, he demands for the key to Anywhere and the key to the black door. Nina tells Sam that she thinks she saw the keys and starts lying to Sam, saying they're in her bedroom and tells Ty to show Sam where. Duncan is shocked, asking Nina why she told him where it was, and she says she didn't. It's where her gun is. Bodhi becomes a ghost and tries to think of where the Anywhere key would be. He keeps thinking where it would make sense, but it keeps leading him back to Kenzie. He wonders why, but then he realizes that it took him right to where it needed to be, as we see Kenzie's bracelet a bit closer to where the Anywhere key was hidden in. Bodhi gets back in human form when a black mysterious key with a skull locks the door he used to become a ghost. We then learn the actual reason why Sam killed Ty's dad, and it becomes clear. Basically, it was all because of the time that Ty told Sam to kill his dad when they were at the stairs after school. I guess Sam took it literally. Yeah, it's messed up. Bodhi gets the bracelet from Kenzie and runs back to the Echo. Sam isn't a dumbass, so he figures out that he led him to the gun, which is when he reveals that his own gun had no bullets, but now he actually has one that's armed. Ty runs away and tries to leave, but the door is locked. He opens it and thinks it's free, and then bam, Sam hits him on the head, choking him to death. Or at least that's what we think, as we see Ty becoming a ghost himself. Bodhi gives the Echo the Anywhere key, and the Echo tells Bodhi how his father used the key on her, which unlocked her thoughts and took her memories. This was in order to keep his secrets because he was afraid, which is when all the trouble began, the Echo says, and when he started hiding things from her. She thanks Bodhi for the key, throwing the bracelet down the well and using the key to go somewhere else in a portal, leaving Bodhi. In that room, the Echo pulls out another silver key that looks different from the Anywhere key. The Echo then changed into some clothes, saying they need something that goes with balls? I don't know why there's no explanation, but okay. I mean, ghosts can do whatever they want, so I'm not gonna question it. Ty, as a ghost, checks in on Duncan and Nina and sees them freaking out, but returns to his body, remembering how Bodhi told him about becoming a ghost. That's when he returns to his body where Sam has Kenzie at gunpoint. Ty tackles Sam and they start going at it. Sam hits him with the shovel but is then shot in the back of the neck and the leg by Kenzie. Good on her. Sam crawls upstairs and sees Legion, who caresses him and then cracks his neck and drags him somewhere, saying that she always keep her promises. Legion says that soon Sam will be more powerful than he ever imagined, and says that she still needs Sam, as she pushes Sam through the door, becoming a ghost. Police show up, but Legion uses the Anywhere key to escape. Back at the running coach's house, she wakes up to see Legion standing there at her doorstep, asking him to come in, saying how she killed her mother for her, so it's the least she can do. So many questions and mysteries going on. Like, damn. The police arrive, unlocking the door to see where Sam wound up, but don't see him anywhere, surprisingly. Ty's looking at the door that made him become a ghost, thinking if he died or not, and then walks away with Nina as she reassures him, with Sam in ghost form staring at them with a sad expression as they both walk away. 2 weeks later, Kenzie asks his Bodhi why he never turns into a ghost anymore. He says he doesn't know what happened to the key that allowed him to with that door. Kenzie says that she doesn't believe him and asks him if it was make-believe, as Ty walks up introducing a new friend from the school named Zach. Zach says he's living with the running coach and looks at Bodhi, saying we already feel like old buddies. Not sure if Bodhi recognizes Zach as Legion, but while fishing, the others agree to go down to the beach. It now makes sense that Legion changed her gender to look like Zach so she could fit in as a new character. Why? We don't know. Bodhi reels in and finds a key which we haven't seen before, unlocking many mysteries as we're left off with a vision of many keys, showing there is much more to come. This was the first volume of Locke Key, and as you guessed, there are many more too. It's actually quite a long series from the looks of it with all the other books. I also know that there's a Netflix show about it that I've never seen before, but it does look amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I find this series super underrated, and I'm surprised I'd never heard of it until now. I actually wonder why it's not as mainstream, because I find this story to be so interesting, and I love how it keeps the reader wanting to know more, just as much as you go down the rabbit hole of the lore with the keys and the Locke family and echoes and all of just about whatever is going on in this comic. Now, I was also surprised to see that the Netflix show had a lot of views, or like a big somewhat community that I saw of. But yeah, it's just crazy to me because I've never heard of it. While reading this volume, I think they did a really good job making Sam really freaking unlikable too. Like, this guy was just a menace, if I have to say. He was so unpredictable at times, and it felt like you wouldn't know what he was going to do next. Well, okay, that's a lie. You knew he was going to kill people, but what I mean is you didn't know what exactly was going to happen and how he was going to kill people. Not much a better way to put it, but you get what I mean. I like how they actually made him feel like an actual threat, in my opinion. Like, if I put myself in the shoes of the Locke family, then yeah, if I was with them, I'd be pretty terrified too. Like, the concept of a killer who's already done enough damage to your family, breaking out of prison and is trying to find you and your family again, while not knowing when he will show up, or if he even will, it's just so terrifying to me. It's like something that would realistically keep me up at night, and I would just be straight up paranoid. I'm so curious to find out like the lore of Randall Locke and Dodge, and what all the other characters and keys are out there in this universe. But yeah, so many other volumes to this series, which I'll definitely be covering more of. So make sure to subscribe and follow along the journey, because again, yeah, this is just such a good read, and honestly, it's just so underrated. I just really love finding hidden gems like these, so I feel like they should be shown to the world and more appreciated by more people, because it's just so exciting to share. And I feel like if you want to see more of that, then make sure to stick around, because I'll be doing more just like that over here. And yeah, I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you again, my friend. Ciao.